And I gotta be honest, of everyone that I've talked, I feel like Gollum, I feel like Smeagol would actually kind of love this world of, I mean, I feel like he's been practicing it for a very long time. How do you think he would be handling this world right now?
Hey guys, Jake Hamilton here. Just wrapped a really cool interview with the great Andy Serkis. I'm such a fan of his. But aside from talking about whatever projects he's about to direct Venom 2, and he's been really overlooked for what should be an Oscar for his work in Lord of the Rings and the Apes films, I wanted to talk with him about something that he is about to do called the Hobbit-ATHON, in which he is going to be reading The Hobbit for 12 hours straight out loud, and he's doing it to raise money for charity. So I wanted to chat with him about that. So thanks so much for him for taking the time to do that. If you don't already, do me a favor, go down, hit that subscribe button before we get started. I'm trying to land as many of these celebrity at-home quarantine interviews as we can, since obviously we're not traveling right now. And if you don't already, do me a favor, head on over to Instagram, give me a follow at Jake's Takes. I'm always posting fun clips of interviews and pictures with celebrities and different entertainment stories. But I hope you'll do that. And now enjoy my interview with the great Andy Serkis and listen to the charities that he's promoting. And hopefully, if you have a few extra bucks lying around, you can toss them toward some really amazing, deserving charities. Thanks.
Hey,
Mr. Serkis, how are you, sir?
how are you?
I'm doing very well. Very good to see you again. And I cannot thank you enough for doing this. I am unbelievably obsessed with what you're doing. I absolutely love what you're doing. And seriously, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you have a lot going on, but seriously, thank you so much for doing this.
No, Jake, thank you. Thank you for doing this at short notice. Unbelievable.
Of course.
Really great.
Hey, I got nowhere else to be, sir. I got to be completely honest with you. So I want to talk about the Hobbitathon because I love that you're doing this. I'm just sort of curious where this initial idea came from.
So look, every one of us is going through this lockdown period and sort of experiencing it in different ways. And for me, I've been fortunate enough to spend it with my family. I've kind of creatively been able to carry on working, editing the film that I'm directing. So I've really wanted to focus in and take people on an adventure for those people who are unable to move, who are trapped, who are isolated, who are going through a horrific time, who are not, who the lockdown is a very painful time for, and to actually take them on an escape, to take them on a journey, and to do it for a considerable period of time, so that they can really have some respite. And actually, in the same way that Bilbo Baggins as a character discovers a lot about himself on the journey that he unwittingly goes on. I feel very strongly that it's a good story for examining that and this self-reflective time that most of us are going on. How do we relate to the planet anymore? How do we relate to the normalities that we've had? And so it seemed to be a very pertinent and the combination of the physical journey and the internal journey of what we're all going through seemed to be a worthwhile story to tell at this moment, and to also at the same time, whilst we're safe indoors, there are people out there who are working on our behalf tirelessly and who cannot be applauded enough for the work that they're doing. And in the UK, it's the NHS and key workers, the health service, and some charities who are doing just extraordinary work to make life a little more tolerable for people who are suffering at personal cost. So to combine those two ideas was what generated this.
I'm curious about the actual reading itself. You're predicting it's going to be about 12 hours. What are you doing to prepare yourself for that? I feel bad that like I'm taking your time right now as you're getting ready for it. What are you doing to almost mentally, physically get ready for it? And what are you going to have to do to sort of keep your voice strong? I mean, 12 hours is a long time to keep continuously talking.
It is, and I've been doing is sort of building up each day. I've been reading 30 pages out loud, 40, 50, and I got to 60 yesterday, and then got to yesterday thinking, what am I thinking? This is ridiculous. I'm never going to be able to sustain this, because it's not like it's not like a recording an audio book where you get to go back and and edit and go over all the mistakes. There will be mistakes in this, but it's a live reading. It's a live performance, and it's a performance, and it's probably a little bit more of a theatre performance. I want to do all the voices for the characters, and I want to bring it alive and off the page. It's not going to be just a sort of a dry reading of the book. It's got to come alive, hopefully. And so I've been doing the equivalent of a sort of if you're training for a running marathon.
You're basically like Rocky doing like the training montage, but just like flipping pages.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. On an armchair marathon. This is.
Yes. Are you going to be doing the voices at all? Or are we going to be hearing some?
Yeah. I'm going to be doing my interpretation of the characters, which will sound maybe a little bit like some of the characters we're used to from the movies, and my actor friends. I'll try not to do direct copy impersonations. I'm trying to, give it a fresh, slightly, my take on it. But I probably will, find myself straying into the voices that people know without doing too much disturbing my colleagues.
So what's going to happen is that this is going to go really well, and it's going to raise a lot of money, and people are going to love it, and then they're going to look at you and go, "So, Lord of the Rings next?"
Oh my word! Somebody asked me about that, and I think that would be that's maybe next week. Maybe
this would be over by the time I think you turned that final page and everyone was back in the Shire. I've had the pleasure of chatting with a few people, and one of the fun questions we ask is we take their iconic characters and just sort of ask how they would be doing in the world of social distancing, because we're all trying to handle this best we can. And I got to be honest, of everyone that I've talked, I feel like Gollum, I feel like Smeagol would actually kind of love this world of, I feel like he's been practicing it for a very long time. How do you think he would be handling this world right now?
I think he'd be absolutely fine. He's so used to living under the Misty Mountains, for hundreds of years, but with nobody but himself to talk to. I think he'd fare pretty well, I think you do. I think you're right. I think he's one of the great characters who would probably fare fine, even to his own devices.
Well, I want to talk more about the reading in a second, but really quick, I love that you're doing this, because one, it's going to be a great comfort for us. It's going to be starting here in Chicago at 4 a.m., which is when I wake up for work. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn on the score, because the score is like a comfort food for me. It makes me feel good. But you're also doing it for an amazing cause, because you're raising money for some truly amazing charities. I was just wondering if we could give them a shout out to give people more information about how they could help out.
No, absolutely. If people would like to donate to these charities, so in the UK we have the NHS, which is the NHS Together charity, which is the health service here, which is people risking their lives on a daily basis to make life tolerable, or to face the impossible, and to give them the backup and support and on a daily basis while they're doing this. I'm sure, obviously, in the States you have the equivalent. I know a lot of people in the States are donating to the WHO, and if people want to do that in the States, that's fine. The WHO are doing an extraordinary job, and I know you have charities like Hunger, which are also for children, really important charities. And if people listen to this and want to donate to their own charities, then fine also. But the charities that I'm particularly attached to are the NHS here, and also a charity called Best Beginnings, which is a charity that is for young families going from prenatal to the early years of parenthood, who struggle to get advice, who struggle to, or feel lonely or unable to connect, to see them through difficult times, particularly if they are kind of disenfranchised or in some way underprivileged families. This is a really extraordinary charity that really reaches out to them, and I've been an ambassador for this charity for a good many years now. And if people do want to donate, they can find it on the www.gofundme.com, the Hobbitathon COVID-19 appeal page, and also all of this information will be out on my social media tomorrow when we launch. But as I say, if people would rather donate to charities closer to home, that's fantastic also. This is primarily about giving people an experience.
Well, Mr. Serkis, I know you have a lot going on. I appreciate your time. I don't want to take up any more. It's always been a pleasure chatting with you. You've been kind to me my entire career. You have a lot of stuff going on that I'm very excited about that we'll talk at another time about. But you're a good man, and I appreciate you doing what you're doing. And really quick, one more time, can we get the websites out there for people whenever they see this?
Sure. So it's www.gofundme.com/thehobbitathon COVID-19 appeal. And then also tomorrow there will be another link that we'll be releasing a link where you can go on to to watch the whole thing if you want to watch it too, and there'll be all information on that too.
Very cool. I love everything, but I'm like geeking out. I'm like looking at everything behind you. Like you like live in, and like my ultimate sort of like, I also have a home with like full of memorabilia and stuff. So we're kindred spirits, spirits in that regard. Good to talk to you. Be safe. I hope you and your family are doing well and staying safe.
Yeah. We're keeping fine. Thank you very much, and to you too, obviously.
Yeah, of course. All right, take care, sir. Be safe, and we'll chat again soon in person next time.
Oh, definitely. All right, look forward to it.
All right, stay safe, sir.
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye.